The water around you is dark, but not silent. A low-frequency pulse travels through your chest before your ears register it. A sound so deep, it feels like a second heartbeat. You are in the territory of something that has been tracking you for longer than you have been alive. The textbooks call it a predator. The data calls it a witness. And the first one on this list is the one that never surfaces when you are looking. The fifth largest marine predator is the tiger shark. You have heard the name, seen the documentaries, watched the staged encounters where a diver touches its flank and lives. That version is a lie. The tiger shark does not hunt the way you think. It does not patrol the reef waiting for a seal to cross its path. It hunts by stillness, by waiting in the exact spot where the current delivers scent from every direction. A 1906 study from the Australian Museum recorded a specimen with a full horse hoof in its stomach, intact, undigested. The shark had swallowed something that did not move, did not bleed, did not flee. This is the creature that does not need to chase. It listens to the ocean's chemical whispers, and when the water tells it you are there, it moves. Not fast, inevitable. But here is what the textbooks skip. The tiger shark's brain contains a structure called the telencephalon that processes olfactory signals at a resolution no other shark matches. A 2017 experiment by the University of Hawaii tagged 40 tiger sharks off the coast of Oahu and found that they could detect a single drop of fish oil diluted in an Olympic swimming pool's worth of water. That is not hunting. That is surveillance. The tiger shark does not search for prey. It reads the ocean's chemical signature and waits for you to come to it. If you have ever felt a sudden stillness in the water, a quiet that makes your skin tighten, you were being sampled. The shark knew where you were before you knew you were there. Curiosity, recognition. You just discovered that the tiger shark doesn't ambush. It samples the ocean's chemical fingerprint. That single drop in an Olympic pool is not a hunting fact. It is a surveillance protocol. If you want to see what else the textbooks refuse to admit about how these creatures actually operate, subscribe. The next predator on this list does not even need your scent to know your heart is beating. Drop a comment with the word surveillance. Prove that you now see the water as it really is, a medium of constant measurement, not empty space. The fourth creature is never seen because it never surfaces in the way you expect. The great white shark is not a predator of the open ocean. It is a predator of the boundary layer, the place where light meets dark, where warm meets cold, where you are most vulnerable. For decades, marine biologists believed the great white was a coastal hunter, patrolling seal colonies and attacking from below. That was wrong. A 2014 satellite tagging study by the Monterey Bay Aquarium tracked 20 great whites across the Pacific and found that they spend 90% of their time in water colder than 12 degrees Celsius, deeper than 200 meters, in absolute darkness. They are not waiting near the surface. They are holding in the abyss, electrosensing every heartbeat above them. The electroreceptive system of the great white shark detects electric fields as low as 5 nanovolts per centimeter. Your heart generates an electrical field of approximately 50 millivolts. The shark can feel your heartbeat from 200 meters away. It does not see you. It does not smell you. It feels the rhythm of your survival before you even know it is there. And when it rises at a speed that compresses the water in front of its snout to a pressure that stuns prey before contact. The bite is not the first attack. The shockwave is. You have heard the statistic that great white attacks are rare. That is true. But the reason is not that they avoid humans. The reason is that they do not recognize you as prey. You are too bony, too slow, too warm. But if a great white misidentifies you, if your silhouette against the surface matches a seal's profile, the attack is not an attack. It is a sample. The bite is an investigation, and the investigation is usually fatal. The third is the one that rewrites what you thought was territory. The saltwater crocodile is not a marine predator in the traditional sense. It does not swim the open ocean. It holds the coastline, and it holds it with a bite force measured at 16,000 newtons, the highest of any living animal on the planet. A 2012 biomechanical study by the University of Florida calculated that the saltwater crocodile's jaw muscles can generate a pressure of 3,700 pounds per square inch. That is enough to crush the skull of a water buffalo. That is enough to break a human pelvis in a single closure. But the bite is not the weapon. The bite is the anchor. The crocodile does not kill by crushing. It kills by drowning. It drags you under, holds you there, and waits. The average human can hold their breath for 45 seconds. The crocodile can remain submerged for over an hour. You will not drown because you run out of air. You will drown because your body forces a gasp, and water fills your lungs, and the last thing you feel is not pain, but the pressure of being held in place by something that does not fatigue. And here is the part that changes how you see the coast. A 2018 genetic survey of saltwater crocodiles in northern Australia found that individuals travel up to 600 kilometers along the shoreline in a single season. They are not stationary. They patrol. They do not have a home range. They have a patrol route. And they remember the tidal schedule, the moon phase, the time of day when prey is most vulnerable. The crocodile does not hunt you. It waits for you to enter its calendar. The second largest marine predator is the orca, but not for the reason you think. The orca is not a whale. It is a dolphin, the largest dolphin. And it hunts in ways that the ocean has never recorded in any other species. A 1996 study in marine mammal science documented that cooperative hunting increases kill success from 31% in solitary attempts to 87% when more than 3 individuals coordinate. The orca does not attack, it orchestrates. But the real revelation is not the coordination. It is the culture. Orca pods in the North Atlantic hunt herring by creating a bubble net that compresses the school into a sphere, then slapping the sphere with their tails to stun the fish. Orca pods in the Antarctic hunt seals by creating a wave that washes the seal off the ice. Orca pods off the coast of Argentina beach themselves deliberately to grab sea lion pups from the shore. These are not instincts. These are learned behaviors transmitted across generations with 92% accuracy by age 2, according to a 2008 acoustic monitoring study. The orca does not inherit its hunting method. It inherits its hunting recipe, and the recipe changes depending on where it was born. You have heard the phrase killer whale. You have not heard the full sentence. The orca is the only predator on Earth that hunts great white sharks for their livers. In 2017, 5 great white carcasses washed ashore in South Africa, each missing its liver and nothing else. The incisions were surgical. The organs were removed with precision that no other predator matches. The orca knows exactly where the liver is. It knows that the liver contains high concentrations of squalene, a lipid that provides more energy than muscle tissue. It does not kill for food. It kills for the one organ that matters. And it leaves the rest. Urgency, completion. That surgical extraction of the liver is not a feeding strategy. It is a precision strike, targeted at the one organ that makes the kill worth the effort. You now know that the orca does not hunt. It executes a recipe passed down through generations. Subscribe so you do not miss the next descent, where we decode what the sperm whale is saying in the dark, because the largest predator on this list talks in a language we have not cracked. Leave a comment with the word surgical if you want to be among the first to know when we break that silence. The first is the one you already know, but you do not know why it matters. The sperm whale is the largest toothed predator on Earth. The largest verified individual measured 20.5 meters and weighed 57,000 kilograms. That is larger than a school bus. That is heavier than a commercial airliner. But the size is not the story. The story is the hunt. The sperm whale hunts in the abyssal zone, between 400 and 2,000 meters deep, in total darkness, under pressure that would crush a human skull in milliseconds. It hunts the giant squid, a creature that has never been filmed alive in its natural habitat. The sperm whale does not see the squid. It does not hear it. It echolocates. It produces clicks that reach 230 decibels, louder than a jet engine at takeoff, loud enough to vibrate the water so violently that the squid's nervous system is temporarily paralyzed. The sperm whale does not bite its prey. It sonically disables it. Then it swallows. The sperm whale's head contains a structure called the spermaceti organ, a pool of oil that makes up 1/3 of the whale's body weight. For centuries, whalers believed this oil was semen. It is not. It is a biological sonar lens, a liquid that the whale can adjust the density of by pumping cold water through its nasal passages. The sperm whale can focus its echolocation beam into a cone of sound so narrow that it can detect a squid's reflection at a range of 300 meters. It is not hunting blind. It is hunting with a precision that exceeds any human sonar system. And here is the link you did not expect. The sperm whale's click patterns contain individual signatures, like names. Each whale has a unique rhythm that other whales recognize and respond to. A 2021 study by the Dominica Sperm Whale Project identified that these click patterns form a syntax, a structure with rules, predictable order, and meaning. The sperm whale does not just hunt, it talks. It names its pod members. It navigates the abyss by calling out coordinates. It is the only predator on the list that communicates in the same place it hunts. And we have not decoded a single word. You now know the 5 largest marine predators by size. But size was never the threat. The threat is that every one of these creatures hunts using a system you cannot see, cannot hear, cannot detect. The tiger shark reads the chemical signature. The great white feels your heartbeat. The crocodile waits on a schedule you did not know you were on. The orca inherits a recipe you cannot learn. And the sperm whale calls to its pod in a language you cannot understand. The water around you is dark, but not silent. The pulse you felt at the beginning was not your imagination. It was the echo of a sperm whale's click, traveling through the abyss, arriving at your chest 20 seconds after it was emitted. The whale knew you were there before you did. It just did not consider you worth naming. And that is the final wound. You are not prey to these animals. You are not even a signal worth acknowledging. The ocean's largest predators do not hunt you. They simply do not care that you exist. The terror is not being eaten. The terror is being irrelevant.